Welcome, everybody, back to the A.I.P channel where anything is possible. Today, we're going to talk about something amazing in the Appalachian Mountains and explore one of the most enigmatic, benevolent figures in Cherokee folklore, the Nunnehi. Did you know that hidden beneath the ancient ridges of what is now North Carolina, Tennessee, and Georgia, there dwell immortal spirits who walk among us like shadows in the fog? The Nunnehi are not gods, not ghosts, and certainly not the capricious little folks of other tales. They are the people who live anywhere, or the immortals. Tall, regal warriors who choose invisibility but reveal themselves as ordinary Cherokee when a moment calls for it. Their role is one of the underground townhouses carved into mountain hearts, sacred mounds, and riverbeds. Place where the veil between realms thins like morning mist. The Nunnehi, their origins rooted in Cherokee cosmology, their profound bond with the Tusagi people, and the legends that paint them as eternal protectors. We're going to hear tales of the lost children, welcome to ethereal feast, traders torn between worlds, and spectral warriors turning the tide of battles. We'll touch on their love for music that still haunts the balds, and their sorrowful whispers during the darkest chapter of Cherokee history, the Trail of Tears. Before we step into the legends, a quick note. These stories are from oral traditions preserved by Cherokee elders and scholars like James Mooney, whose 1900 work, Myths of the Cherokee, immortalized them in print. To truly grasp the Nunnehi, we must first root ourselves in the vast living cosmology of the Cherokee people. The Tusagi, our principal people, whose homelands spanned the southern Appalachians for millennia before the European contact. Cherokee mythology isn't a dusty tomb of isolated fables. It's a breathing ecosystem where every rock, river, and ridge pulses with spirit. Animals teach medicine, stars guide migration, and the land itself is vast, interconnected family. At the heart of this worldwide view is the great buzzard who shaped the wrinkled mountain from the soft mud of creation, or the sacred fire stolen from the possum and the raccoon to warn the first humans. But beyond the animal helpers and thunder beings, there are the spirit folk, invisible allies who bridge the seen and unseen. Enter the Nunnehi, distinct from the Yahweh Tsundai, the little people whose pint-sized pranksters who hide tools or lead wanderers astray with pebble tosses. The Nunnehi are the elders of the ethereal realm, tall, strong, warrior-like, with a deep sympathy for the Cherokee that borders on kinship. Etymologically, Nunnehi derives from the Cherokee words for people who live, and anywhere or everywhere, reflecting their nomadic yet omnipresent nature. They don't haunt, they inhabit. Their townhouses, vast, invisible log houses, lie beneath peaks like Pilot Knob in North Carolina or the Nikwasi Mound in Franklin, a site dated to 1000 AD and still revered today. Imagine a hunter pauses as a warm vapor hole on Nautili's River upper branch. The steam rises like breath from a subterranean hearth, inviting but ominous. Or a trader stumbles upon a pristine circular depression near Tugaloo's headwaters, waist deep and possibly clean, no matter how many logs you chunk in. It's a Nunnehi doorway and readily invites their quiet departure. Historically, the Nunnehi lore crystallized in the 19th century through informants like James D. Walford, born in 1806, who swore by their existence. They weren't conquerors or tricksters, they were guardians, intervening when the Cherokee faced existential threats. Their invisibility, a choice, not a curse. They appear as familiar faces to ease strangers' hearts, or vanish like smoke when secrecy demanded. And oh, their passion for rhythm. Hunters scaling the balls would freeze at the echo of drums and songs, shifting elusively as if the mountain itself were dancing. In Cherokee society, Bleed and the Nunnehi reinforced harmony with the land. To hear their music was a blessing, to ignore their warnings, folly. They embody the Cherokee principle of do you, gavi, balance, reminding the mortals that immortality isn't eternal life without purpose. It's eternal stewardship. As they transition to the tales, picture the Appalachians not as a backdrop, but as a character. Fog shrouded, sentinels hiding immortals who choose alliance over isolation. Now let's lose ourselves in the stories, the heart of the mythology. I'll narrate them as they were passed down, with pauses for reflection. These aren't bedtime yarns, they're maps to the soul. Our first tale, drawn from elder accounts collected in the early 1900s, the whispers of an innocent meeting the other world. Picture a crisp autumn day along a burbling river in Cherokee country. A boy no more than 10 or 12 years old frolics on the bank. His bowstring hums as he loose arrows as the makeshift mark, laughter mingling with the water's song. Tired from his sport, he kneels to build a fish trap, stacking stones into thin walls that funnel the current's bounty. A shadow falls across the water. On the bank stands a man, tall and unassuming, dressed in deerskin like any hunter. What laborer is this young one? He calls, voice warm as hearth fire. The boy glances up, wiping sweat from his brow. A trap for fish, uncle, he replies. The stranger smiles. Hard work for small hands. Rest now. Walk with me upriver. The boy hesitates. Dinner waits him at home, but the man's eyes hold a kindness that tugs like a current. Come to my house, he urges. A fine meal, I'll return you by dawn. Curiosity wins. They stroll upstream. The river murmurs their companion, till a house emerges from the trees. Sturdy, smoke curling from its chimney. Inside warmth envelops him. The man's wife beams, setting the table, groaning with venison, corn cakes, and wild berries. Other folk nod greetings, their faces etched with quiet joy. As the boy eats, heart full, and a familiar figure enters. Udi Scala, a neighbor who he knows from the town dances. Relief floods him. He's among friends. The afternoon blurs into play, tag with children whose laughter rings like bells, games of stickball under the sun. Night falls soft. He sleeps on a pallet of furs, dreams woven with river songs. Dawn brings more bounty, breakfast of stewed apples and nut bread. The man rises. Time to go, little traveler. They send a path flanked by golden cornfields on one side, a fenced peach orchard heavy with fruit on the other. At a fork, the man points. Follow this trail over the ridge to the river road. It'll lead you straight home. I'll return now. A clap on the shoulder, and he's gone. The boy trudges on, but pauses to glance back. His breath catches. No fields, No orchard, no fence. Just a tangle of oaks and laurel on a barren slope. Strange, he thinks, but unafraid, the mountain peace lingers in his bones. Soon the river trail appears. His home is in view. Yet chaos greets him. Villagers swarm, cries. He's safe, not drowned, not lost to the wilds. They've searched since noon yesterday. Torches probing in the dark. Where were you, son? His mother sobbed, clutching him. A man took me across the ridge to his house, he says brightly. Fine food, games with children. Udiscalo was there, he'll tell you. But Udiscalo shakes his head, face ashen. I paddled the river all day hunting you, boy. That was no man. A Nunnehi cloaked as me. His mother kneels, eyes wide. Dinner, you say? Plenty. Yes, mother, the best. She sighs. No house stands there, only stone and shadow. But from the vault above we hear drums sometimes. Those were the Nunnehi, the people who live anywhere. They claim to your heart now, but spared your steps. The boy never feared the mountains again, and on quiet nights when drums echoed faint, he smiled, for he danced with immortals. Shift now to a tale of longing and loss, set before the white sails scarred the horizon. Pre-revolution, when Cherokee traders like Hula roamed the trails with pony bells jingling like stars. Yahula was prosperous, his packs heavy with furs and beads, his name whispered in council fires, but during a grand hunt on Blood Mountain's flanks he vanished. Search parties combed the ridge, cawing till throats raw, but the peaks swallowed silence. His clan mourned as for the dead, his wife keening under the harvest moon. Then one twilight, as the family gathered for supper, a form slipped through the door flap. Yahula, unchanged, weary but whole, gasped, turned into embraces. The mountains took me, he murmured over cornbush and rabbit. Lost in fog, I stumbled into their town, the Nunnehi. They fed me, housed me, tended my wounds with herbs that sang in my veins. Kind as kin, till my heart ached for you all. Urged to eat, he pushed the bowl away. No, I've tasted their food. Fairy bread, they call it, in the old tongues. It binds me. I can't eat mortal fare without fading like dew. His wife wept. Children clung. Stay, Yahuda, the trail waits. But he shook his head. If I linger, death claims me here. Their world calls. He rose, stepped into the night, and was gone. A whisper in the wind. Yet he returned, drawn by love's thread. Evenings he materialized at the fire, sharing tales of dance where their feet never tire. Songs that heal the soul. Visible inside, laughing but at the threshold. Vanished like smoke. Months turned into years. His visits a bittersweet gift. One night desperation peaked. Stay forever, his kin begged. The words hung heavy, an unintended slight into his immortal host. Dawn broke, he came no more. The bells fell silent on the trails. Yahula's fate warns. The Nunnehi offer refuge, but their guests demand choice. Eternity's taste sours the mortal meal. Lighten our path with rhythm, a legend from Notley town where firelight and footfalls blur worlds. It was a festival night, the air thick with sumac smoke and laughter. Young warriors stamped circles around the council fire, drums thumping like thunder hearts from afar. 4 women arrived, a graceful, cloaked in doeskin, eyes like polished quartz. Visitors from the valley settlements, the elders murmured, welcomed them into the world. They danced till the stars wheeled, pairing with the boldest braves. Their steps were poetry, light as leaves, yet fierce as falcons. Half the night passed in the haze of sweat and song. The women moved as the one with the Cherokee, indistinguishable in joy. But midnight tolled on the owl's hoot. They bowed, gliding toward the river for a trail. Curious youths trailed them, hidden in shadows. At the water's edge, the women paused. No splash, no fording a crossing. They melted into the mist, gone as the river claimed them. The watchers blinked. No reeds to hide, no bank to crouch. Dawn's light revealed truth. Nunnehi maidens, drawn from their mountain halls to share the dance. The elder among the spies, an honest man, father-in-law to the storied Walford, who vowed it on his life. From that night, Natelli's dances held a thrill. Was that graceful partner spirit or kin? The Nunnehi's love for music bridged realms, turning mortal gatherings into fleeting eternities. Not all encounters dazzle, though. Some chill the spine. Hear the testimony of burnt tobacco, a truthful soul crossing from Natelli to Hemptown in Georgia's wilds. Twilight cloaked the trail as he urged his pony onward, the air crisp with pine. Then, thump thump, drums, deep and insistent, laced with voices in harmony, rising from the hills. Cherokee tongues, yet unearthly pure, heart pounding. He veered toward the sound, crashing through the underbrush. The rhythm shifted, now behind him, mocking him. He wheeled, silence, then again, then ahead, fading east. Panic rose like bile, spurs to flank. He galloped to Hemptown, bursting into the longhouse, breathless. Ghost drums! Songs from the void! The elders nodded grave. Such echoes plagued the balls to the removal in 38. Hunters knew. Approach in the Nunnehi's reverently danced away, a tease from the mortals. These elusive beats weren't malice, but mystery, reminders that the mountains hold courts, unseen where the Nunnehi feasts without end. Our epic turns to valor, the siege of Nikwasi, where earth and ether clashed. Dawn broke blood red over the sacred mountain at Nikwasi, heart of the Cherokee spirit, its slopes layered with ancestral bones. Spies galloping, foam flecked, enemies massed at the ridge. Hundreds thirsting for our hearts. War cries split the air, braves painted fierce, bows strung, the foe charged, a tide of steel and fury. Arrows flew like vengeful hornets. The Cherokee held but faltered. Women and elders barred the townhouse as warriors fell back, the mound trembling under boots. Despair clawed until a strain burst from the fray. A tall feathered plume, defiant, he seized the chief's arm. Withdraw to the mound, brother, we come. The chief, eyes wide, rallied the treat. As they huddled, the mound's flanks shimmered. A doorway yawned, unseen before. From it poured hundreds painted warriors, tomahawks gleaming, faces stern as granite. Nunnehi rise from their buried hall. They surged invisible beyond the settlement's bound, arrows whispering death from empty air. The enemy staggered, unseen blades carving panic. Ghost the mountain fight, they screamed, fleeing south along the ridge, no cover availed. Nunnehi struck from shadows, failing most till 6 ragged souls crawled to Tuckasigi's feet, begging quarter. The Nunnehi chief, ethereal, unyielding, spared them. Carry word of ruin, be gone. The survivors limped away, tails between legs. The spirits is melted back to the mound, doors sealing like a sigh. Nicoasi stood, but whispers linger. In 1861, Civil War echoed. Federal spied spectral guards round the mound and wheeled, untouched. The Nunnehi chose their battles, not every sack, but when the people's soul hung, they answered. And in 1838's Shadow, as soldiers herded Cherokee towards Doom's trail, Nunnehi voices echoed warnings. Flee to the peaks, we've hidden homes. Some heeded, vanishing in sanctuaries, evading the long marches chains. Their aid, a final gift from the land's scar. These tales aren't relics, they're alive in Cherokee resilience. The Nunnehi symbolize a communal harmony, urging balance with nature amid climate cries today. Sacred sites in the Nicoasi thrive, protected by the Eastern Band. Drums still heard in ceremonies. In pop culture, they inspire elders like Walford grieve the removal's rift. We left our allies behind. In Koala Boundary on Oklahoma's wind, stories persist, teaching their spirits don't fade, they adapt. I hope y'all enjoyed those stories of the Nunnehi. Was asked to do a deep dive into the Nunnehi, so I was hoping y'all enjoy that. Please make sure you like, subscribe, check out the links in the description. And as always, y'all keep on keeping on. And the peace and chicken grease, y'all be good.